I'd like you to find a comfortable seat. You can put your hips up on a blanket, a bolster, a block. You can kneel or sit cross-legged, but find a way and a place to sit. Roll your shoulders a few times, take some deep breaths. And then when you feel yourself just coming into your body and onto your mat, close your eyes. Bring your left hand to your belly and your right hand to your heart. And let's start right here. Let's make a connection right here. So you just might notice breath moving into one of your hands more than the other. See if you feel breath more in your chest or more in your belly. And without judging how that's happening, just see if you can move both places. The quickest way to the present moment is just being aware of our breath and dropping in here to our bodies. So come here, arrive here. Feel your body, feel your breath. Deepen the breath. And as you take these first few breaths, I'd like you to bring to mind the age you are today. Today's age. In years and maybe even months. Take a moment to honor the years, the months, the days and the minutes that make up this age. I did a power yoga class this week, and it's been a while since I did a power yoga class. And I noticed that I was moving more slowly than the other people in the room. And I realized it's not because I couldn't move as fast as them, it's because I was choosing not to. It's because I've learned over time to honor my body in every moment, to go slow where the practice calls for slow, and to move in and speed up when the practice calls for that. So I invite you to do that today as well. Listen to your body at the age that you are at today without judgment. Feel this age today. Let the fingertips fall to the floor on either side of you, and then sweep the left arm up and over. Take a nice long side body stretch. And switch up and over. So I personally don't believe that we have to slow down as we age. But I believe that sometimes we can choose to. Maybe we're honoring some pain in our bodies or injury or just energy. Take both arms up overhead, look toward your fingers, and then interlace your hands, press the palms up. Stretch again through the side body, maybe even yawn here. You're creating more space for breath. Turn the palms down, reach your hands forward, shoulder blades open, chin comes to your chest. Breathe into the back of your body. Sigh it out. And then as your hands release, come to the knees and pull your chest forward. Start to move through an exaggerated seated cat and cow. We're just checking in. We're looking into the muscles in the back now and just see what's there. I'm noticing a little, I'm going to call it a whisper in the lower left side of my back. So I'm going to be listening to that today, honoring the soft edge of that part of my body. Let's go ahead and come up tall. Open your arms wide, palms turn up, and then spin to the right side. Find a twist. Hand on the knee, crown of the head lifts, and just look over your shoulder. Let breath move clear down into your belly, your waist, your low back. And just find some enjoyment in this shape that your body's making right here today. Twirl back to center, palms up, and make your way to the left side. Try not to force, but rather experience the pose. And just think about the difference between forcing your body into a shape versus experiencing this shape. Take one more deep breath in and out here. And then bring yourself back to center. We'll come up around to our knees, hands and knees. And let's move through cat and cow. Again, we're going to go a little deeper now around those parts of the back that we noticed earlier. And see what comes up here. Start to hear the sound of your breath flowing across the inner ears. That whisper sound. And then neutral spine. Keep your right knee where it is and pick up the right foot and just flip it off the edge of your mat and open your body into a side kneeling plank. You had a request for gate pose today. So from here, inhale, arms parallel to the floor, and then start to tilt your body over your extended leg. This is Parigasana, gate pose. And I wish I had the words to my friend Gail's beautiful poem about I am the gate. And she welcomes people into a room, into her life. So just feel that today. Feel yourself being an opening, a space of invitation. Let's go back and forth, kneeling side plank. I'm just going to go to fingertips as the arm reaches over the ear, and then back up to gate. Move as fast or slow, as big or little as your body today needs to move. There's no one to keep up with. There's plenty of time. Honor what's here today. We'll go one more time. Big, huge breath in. And then windmill the hands to the earth. Come to a tabletop position and take your knees a little wider for child's pose between the sides. You can walk your fingers forward, lower your head, or you can rest on your hands. Find a place that feels like rest, that feels like checking in. And when you're ready, return to a tabletop neutral spine, and we'll pick up the left foot, roll it off the edge of the mat, and open into a kneeling side plank. Find the expansiveness of this pose, the reaching up and rooting down. And then using the muscles of your core, bring yourself up, and I'm going to turn around. Bring yourself up to gate pose, Parigasana. Open the gate. Be an invitation. We'll move with our breath. And P.S., a healthy spine makes for a healthy life, healthy, happy life. So when we're moving lateral flexion like this, our spine is so happy to get out of its usual flexion position. So think of this as massaging all of those little discs between the vertebrae. Let's go one more time, both ways. And on your exhale, windmill the hands to the earth. Return to that tabletop and tuck your toes under. Press your hips back over your feet. Let's stretch the fascia on the bottom of the feet. Deep, slow breaths. And slowly lift up into downward facing dog. First one of the day for most of us. So start to pedal your heels, bicycling left and right. Loosen your neck, bend your elbows. Try not to lock out anywhere. Try to feel freedom and flow in all the joints of your body, kind of wiggly and loose here. Let's take a deep breath in as we come up onto the balls of our feet. And then exhale, deep bend in the knees, hovering right over your mat. Inhale, press backwards, hips toward the wall behind you. And exhale, lower your heels. Let's do that again, 4 movements. Inhale to your toes. Exhale, giant bend in the knees. Inhale, hips reach up and back. And the last piece here, heels lower down. One more time, toes, knees, hips and heels. Everybody give me a long, audible exhale. Slowly walk your feet to meet your hands. Bigger bend in the knees here than usual. Take your hands to the back of your calves and just gently pull yourself into a forward fold. No force. We're just listening, we're checking in. Kind of keep that wiggly curiosity here. And then press hands to shins. We're going to come to a flat back. Heel toe your feet just a little closer together so you feel the stability here. You feel really strong underneath. Knees are soft. Arms come to the sides, airplane. We're going to squeeze our shoulder blades onto the back. Hold the low belly in firm. And feel there's going to be some heat starting to build here. Put a bend in the knees, sweep up into chair pose. And then exhale back to airplane. Inhale, chair. Exhale, airplane. Ujjayi breath now. That whisper breath gets a little more fiery. 3 more times, chair to airplane. This time, as you come into airplane, interlace your fingers. And if that doesn't feel great to you, grab a strap instead. And then just let your head spill down, knuckles lift high. Deeper breaths into this warm body. Sigh it out. And then with a bend in your knees, press your hands to your thighs, rise to mountain pose, arms at your sides. Everybody take a deep breath in with me and an exhale like this. Happy Wednesday. All right, you know on Wednesdays, it's Warrior Wednesday. So we're gonna make our way through some Surya Namaskar. This is where we build that fire. So starting at the top of your mat, inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold, hinge from the hips. Here's where you start to listen to your body, half lift, and find your own pace. Downward facing dog. Shifting forward, plank pose. You can choose toes or knees down. Spin the elbows lower halfway, and we always want to hold right here until that breath is gone, working on strength. And then lower to the earth. Peel up to cobra. Feel that out first. And if cobra is a yes for you, you might want to slide your hands back, press up to the tops of your feet for upward facing dog. Two great choices. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Let's pedal those heels again. And look forward, feet come to hands. Inhale to a half lift and fold in half. Reach high and close the circle with hands to heart. So we're going to do that again. I'll cue you through. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank pose, knees or toes. Exhale, halfway down. Lower to cobra or upward facing dog on the tops of your feet. And we'll meet in downward facing dog. 3 breaths here, friends. Nod your head yes and shake your head no. Let your neck be loose. And looking forward, feet come to hands. Lift halfway and fold. Arms reach high and close the circle with your hands back to your heart. I'm going to invite us to go through one more round of Sun A. If you know this sequence, close your eyes and take this your way in your time. We'll meet in downward facing dog. If you don't know the sequence, you can watch the screen and follow me. Ready? Begin. Sun A. Everyone on your own time, your own pace. We all meet in downward facing dog. Looking forward when you're ready, feet to hands, lift halfway, forward fold. Reach your arms high, extended mountain, interlace your fingers, point up high, and move again, lateral flexion, side to side. Remember how happy the discs of your spine are when we move sideways. Give them a little bit of love. Reaching high, make your body like a giant capital letter I. And we're going to make a circle with our pointed fingers. So imagine drawing a circle on the ceiling. Listening to your body, this could be a smaller or a bigger circle. And then reverse that direction. Just feeling the torso, the core. Take a deep breath in, reach as high as you can, and then release your hands, sink your hips into chair pose. If you're feeling any strain or stress in your back, take the arms out of the equation. Root down into your feet. Again, instead of forcing this pose, experience the shape your body's in right now. Invitation to balance here. To see how that feels to come up onto your toes and challenge yourself with a bit of balance. Option. Some days a little more wobbly than others. Let your heels drop, come to mountain pose. And once again, left hand to the belly, right hand to your heart. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. See if anything has changed through that warm up. Body temperature, breath, awareness. Release your hands, arms reach overhead. Take a deep breath in, a little bit of a back bend now. And on the exhale, hinge from your hips, forward fold. Press hands to shins, lift halfway, and step to downward facing dog. Big exhale. Let's take a vinyasa, knees or toes. That's the 4 movements that we did in our sun salutations. And exhale. On your next in-breath, friends, take the right leg up high and circle the ankle. Motion is lotion. Let's move through the joints. Bend and straighten the knee. And with a bent knee, circle the hip. Take that leg high again. And on your exhale, find the top of your mat with your right foot. We'll drop the back heel and come up before we reach our hands, come up into the warrior 1 base. Let's find our foundation. Root down through strong feet, root down through strong legs, and then let the upper body lift and float the arms up. So see if you can feel the difference. Strong, firm lower body, soft ease in the upper body. Feel that strength coming up, and as it moves up through the body, it gets softer, lighter, easier until the tips of your fingers feel almost like bubbles, just effervescent. Take a deep breath here. And on the exhale, airplane arms hinge forward over your legs. If your lower back says stop here, stop here. If your back is giving you a green light, come to more of a tabletop. Squeeze the shoulders onto your back. Breathe. Put a deeper bend in the knee as the arms reach up, and this time find a tiny little back bend. And release your hands to the mat. Come to the inside of your right foot. We're going to come onto the back toes and drop that knee to the ground, flattening out that back foot. This is lizard pose. And you can stay right here with the knee bent, with the knee up, or it might feel good to drop that knee open, or maybe some of both. If you are getting a green light here, go ahead and lower down to 1 or both of your elbows. We're just exploring the movement at our hip joint. Not forcing, but experiencing what happens here. And then when you found something there around that hip, bring the knee back in and split the hands. So you're coming into a kneeling lunge, straight up hip flexor. Tucking the back toes, lift your back knee and find some strength here. Let's press up into a high lunge, but again, before we lift the hands, find your foundation. So there's some balance required here. Move slowly and lightly as you just float the arms up. So feel the grounding energy beneath your feet, the strength in your legs. And then somewhere around the middle of your body, things start to soften and fade up to ease in the fingertips. If you're feeling comfortable here, take a slight back bend. And then the hands come to heart center. Let's shift forward over the leg for a twist. So stop number one might be here, hand to hip, hand to knee. Maybe sliding that knee down so it's elbows a little closer to knee. And if you're comfortable, come all the way down to prayer hands at the middle of your chest. Everybody come way up high on those back toes. Let that back leg be super active, buoyant, strong. And now how's your breath? Take another full breath into your whole body. On the exhale, unwind, downward facing dog. Let's shake that leg out again. And you can stay here or take a vinyasa. When you feel ready, kick the left leg up high. Let's move through the ankle first. Loosening up the foot. Bend and straighten the knee. And then move your hip. Nice big hip circles. Taking care of the joints. Take a deep breath in, lift high, and then exhale, settle the left foot to the top of the mat. We'll drop our back heel, root down and find your warrior one foundation. So feet, ankles, legs, steady. Even use your hands to just press the foundation down. And then find the ease coming up as your arms float into warrior one. Experiencing both strength and softness, all here together in the same shape, the hard and the easy. If your body is saying yes, take a slight back bend. And on the exhale, hinge forward. Find those airplane arms, shoulders squeeze onto the back. Really hug into midline. Your chest shoots forward. Core is strong. Legs are strong. Good. And then as you release the hands to the ground, let's bring the hands inside the left foot. And we'll drop the back knee, coming into lizard pose, second side. So explore, knee up, knee out, a little bit of both. Arms straight, elbows bent. There are as many ways to do this pose as there are people on this screen right now. So find your way of just checking in and noticing your hips. Draw that knee back in, separate the hands, kneeling lunge. We'll tuck those back toes, lift that back leg and press up. Again, no arms just yet. Find your foundation first. Square yourself down. Maybe today you're going to have to take a stand about something. Practice that now, being very deliberate in the way you're standing here. And then find the softness as you lift up. Sthira Sukha Asana means steady and sweet in equal measure. Maybe a slight back bend. And then draw your hands to your heart. Fire up that back leg, hinge forward and find your twist. Again, it could be up high, medium, or all the way down over that leg. Your body is your wise teacher. It makes sense to listen to that wisdom. Exaggerate the breath coming into your belly. Let's unwind and move again into downward facing dog. Option to stay here or flow through vinyasa. In downward facing dog, friends, take your feet wide. Turn the toes off the edge, keep the heels on the edge, and soften the knees. Let's walk our hands backwards toward our feet. And you know where this is headed. We're on our way to Malasana, but not everyone's knees love that deep squat. So let's test the waters. Come about halfway down and up. Let your ankles, your knees, and your hips find their way in. And maybe it's just a yes, and you're up, you're just gonna go right down into that prayer squat. Maybe your body needs a little more time. There's just no rush here. I'm gonna give us plenty of time in this shape so you can keep moving. You can settle in. Of course, some of you love crow pose. You can take an arm balance. If you're holding Malasana, I'd like you to walk your elbows a little farther down and then lift your head up. Feel the length of your spine as your tailbone presses down and the crown of your head lifts up. Less force, more experiencing the shape. What's here to be explored? What can you be curious about? Let the fingertips come to the floor. Slowly bring yourself out of whatever shape you are in there. Notice the transition out and then square the feet. If you have a block and you like to use a block, you could grab that now and place it in front of you. We're going to do a twist. So the left hand on the floor or the block, left knee bent, right leg straighter. And then we'll open up the right arm. It's going to call us into that outer edge. Breathe so deeply. Experience this. And return to center. Right hand down, right knee bends, left leg is a little straighter as you twist to the left. And just see, do you experience something different on the two different sides? Let's return the hand to center. Put a bend in the knees, press the hands to thighs. Help yourself to stand in mountain pose. Beautiful. All right, we are going to take a balancing pose. And for today, eagle is the pose of the balance pose of the day. Not all bodies love eagle, so I'm gonna take you in slowly. If you already know this pose, off you go. So we're gonna start by sitting in a chair. Again, I want you to feel that foundation, so it helps to even use your hands to anchor you down into this chair. We're gonna pick up the left heel, then the left knee. And so you're balancing on one bent leg. Cross over, and for some of us, this is eagle, our foot's hanging out or maybe touching the ground, okay? Kind of check in with that. If you are getting invited farther, you could try to wrap and see what happens when you try to tuck your toes behind your shin. If it pops out, leave it out, no big deal. Open your arms like you're gonna give somebody a huge hug. Right arm crosses under, sorry, I did that wrong. Left arm, I'm mirroring you. Left arm crosses underneath the right. This could be eagle. Lift the elbows and you'll see if you feel a stretch in your back. Maybe the backs of the hands find each other. And maybe there's a bind here as well. Every body is different. Limbs are different length, shape, and size. But squeeze here like you're wringing out. That's really what this pose is about. We're wringing out 12 joints. Ankles, knees, hips, shoulders, elbows, and wrists. Wringing it all out. Squeeze like a wet cloth. Take one more breath in. And on your exhale, just unwind your legs. Keep the arms in eagle. Feet a little bit wider. Inhale, lift your elbows. Exhale, squeeze your armpits. Inhale, lift your elbows. Squeeze your armpits. Lymphatic system stimulation. Inhale. And now squeeze your armpits, bend your knees, fold forward. Keep your eagle arms. Breathe, everybody. Coming up through a flat back. Unwind the arms and just let them float out to the sides. You might feel some tingling in the fingertips. Reach overhead and bring your hands back to your body. Step in close. Eagle, side number 2. Find your chair, find your firm foundation. Pick up the right heel, right knee, and then cross. The two sides might be different. So hanging, tapping, binding, it's all good. Open your arms. Give someone a giant hug. Right arm comes underneath the left. You can stay right here, make a V, or see if your hands want to get together today and go on a date. Squeeze out all of those 12 joints. This pose is to help you just detox, to cleanse, to eliminate. Things get stuck. Let's help it move. Let's help them move through. Sit a little lower, squeeze a little tighter. And as we release, we'll keep the hands where they are. Step the feet wide. Inhale, lift your elbows. Exhale, squeeze under your armpits. Those lymph nodes need muscular help to move the lymphatic fluid through the body. Squeeze tight, hinge from the hips, and fold with your eagle arms. Less force, more experience. What are you experiencing here? Come to a flat back. Open the arms out wide. Feel that tingling in the fingertips. Just be receptive here for a moment. And let your hands lower to your sides. One more time, left hand to belly, right hand to heart. Check in. What has this practice brought you to? Anything shifted? I'd like you to make whatever transition seems best for you to your back. So if you'd like to take a vinyasa on the way to your back, go ahead and do that. If you just are ready to be done, go ahead and come down to the ground. And we will all meet on our backs. There's no rush. Every body has something different today. Honor what's happening here in your body. And when you make it to your back, the supine position, hug your knees into your chest. Give your lower back a nice little massage. Front to back, side to side. And then place your left foot on the floor, right ankle on left knee for figure 4 stretch. So you can stay right here and just press that leg away from you. If you'd like a little more sensation, pull the left leg in as you push the right leg away. Again, I always like a little bit of movement. To me, these gentle movements feel like I'm asking my muscles for permission instead of forcing. You can try that on, but maybe stillness works better for you. Breathe deeply into your body. Let breath be like a healing ointment on the sore places, the tight places, the hard places. Settle the left foot to the ground. We're moving into a twist. So arms are going to tee out. And one nice option, if you're feeling really gentle today, is just let those legs tip in the figure 4. If you are craving something a little deeper, cross your legs kind of like we did in eagle. Shift over onto your left hip and drop your legs. And maybe even stacking. So you got so many choices. The point is a straight spine that's twisting. Turn your head to the right, close your eyes and breathe. Remember when you had your left hand on your belly and your right hand on your heart, just feel as if they were there now. Breathing equally into both. And turning the head back to center. Coming back onto your back. Let's cross the left leg over the right. Find figure 4. Stay here and press or pull in and press. Take a little exploration in your hips, your low back. There's no one to keep up with here, to compare yourself to. Notice if any of that is a natural tendency. Notice those times when you start thinking, oh, I used to be able to do that, or I should be able to do that. And see if you can soften those edges and just experience what's here at this age, on this day, in this shape. And we'll go ahead and twist. So dropping the right foot, shift a little bit to your right hip, and then either keep that figure 4 or take some other kind of twist. Your body knows well, much better than I know what you need. Quiet your mind by listening to your breaths. Belly and chest receiving equal, even breaths. And as we slowly return to center, Take the next 5 breaths in giving your body what it needs before Shavasana. So it could be an inversion, maybe bridge, maybe you need or want an extra minute in Shavasana lying on your back. Take the next 5 breaths as a transition there. As you come into a position of rest, I'm going to guide you through a short little body scan and then leave you for a couple of minutes of silence. So just coming down onto your back, roll your heels in and out, and then just let your feet flop open. Feel the weight of your calf muscles surrendering to gravity and earth. Feel the backs of your legs and the back of your hips resting on the earth. Let go of any holding, any tension. Feel the lower back that maybe curves up off the ground. Maybe it's flat on the ground. Feel lower back. With the inhale, the belly expands away from the lower back, and with the exhale, it softly returns toward the low back. Feel that soft jellyfish-like movement of the diaphragm muscle, the breathing muscle. Notice shoulder blades resting on the earth. Arms extended outward, palms turned up. Feel the energy in the center of your palms and the tips of your fingers. Notice your neck, or maybe it curves away from the floor, and the back of your head resting here. Soften your face. Relax your forehead. Feel softness behind your eyes. Unclench your jaw. Separate your back teeth. And now rest here on the waves of your breath. Let the next breath be a little slower, a little fuller than the last. And take a long exhale. Begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Begin to stretch your body out long in both directions. And find your way back to a seat. We'll finish this practice where we started. Left hand to the belly and right hand to the chest. Eyes can be closed. Breath is quiet. Take another moment to reflect on the age you have arrived at today. That beautiful number. That many years. If you feel like doing some fun math today, multiply that number by 12. That many months. And multiply that number by 52. That many weeks. Continue doing the math until you multiply your age by 525,600 minutes. Moments like these that have made up this beautiful mosaic tapestry of your life. And you brought it all here. Take a moment right now to celebrate your birthday. And from that day to this one, all the hard, all the easy, all the dark and the light woven together. Bring your hands together in front of your heart, a gesture of gratitude. Thank you so much for choosing yoga as a way to celebrate age and to remind you that, yoga is about feeling good in this body, whatever shape it finds itself in. As we move through today, less force, more experience. Namaste, friends.